Okay, Algebra B students, this is the second part of our review of before going into chapter 5. And first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do solutions of a two-variable equation. Our directions are to tell whether the given order pair is a solution of an equation. Okay, so examples. If I had 2x plus 3y equals 12, and I'm trying to see, sorry for the bump on there, trying to see if the order pair 6, 2 is a solution. What I'm going to do is I'm going to first have to realize that in an order pair, the 6 is the x, the 2 is the y. Because anytime I have an order pair, remember it's always x, y. In an ordered pair, it is always going to be x, y. And I always label my stuff. When I plug things in, I always label things so that I know what exactly is happening, okay? And therefore, I don't really make a mistake later on. I don't try to transpose things or whatnot. So what you're going to do is you're going to plug it in. I'm going to take 6 into x. I'm going to take 2 into y. And I'm going to see if that makes a true statement. Well, does it? Can't I use PEMDAS to solve this and see if this is a true statement or not? Well, 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. Does that equal 12? No, it does not, because 18 does not equal 12. Since this is a false statement, it is not a solution. If something makes a false statement, it is not going to be a solution. And on your homework, if you just put this on here and you don't include this next part, this is a false statement, therefore not a solution, I am not going to give you full credit on your homework assignment. You have got to show me and tell me in a sentence what your work means. We've discussed that quite a bit in class already. If you don't tell me what this means, I'm not going to give you full credit. So you need to tell me that this is a false statement, therefore not a solution. Okay? Let's do another one. If I had y equals 2/3 x plus 4, and I had the order pair 9, 10. Again, the very first thing I'm going to do is label which one is the x and which one is the y. Well, is 9 the x? Or is 10 the x? Good. For those of you guys who said that 9 is the x and 10 is the y, that is awesome. Because remember, in an order pair, it is always x, y. Okay, what is our next step that we need to do? And if you don't remember, go back to the previous problem. What did we do? We plugged in 6 for x and 2 for y. So we're going to do the exact same thing here. We're going to plug in 9 for x and 10 for y. Doing so, we get the problem 10 equals 2/3 times 9 plus 4. Now we have to solve, right? If you don't remember how to plug this into your calculator, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you on both calculators, actually. And what you just heard was a whole bunch of calculators falling. But we'll get that cleaned up here in a little bit. So if you have the orange calculators, what you're going to do is you're going to turn it on. You're going to hit your fraction button. I'm going to type in 2, go to the bottom, type in 3. Remember to hit the arrow over. Times 9 equals 6. And then in this case, I'm going to add 4. Does that equal 10? Yeah, it does. We have 10 equals 10 on this case. So is that a true statement? Yes, it is. So remember, if it is a true statement, does it make a solution? Yes, it does. And you need to tell me that therefore it is a solution. You need to tell me that 9, 10 is a solution. You cannot just tell me it's a true statement. I can see that 10 equals 10. You need to tell me what that means. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you that 9, 10 is a solution to it. It is going to be on the graph, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later too. So if you had one of these calculators, how would I plug in the fractions on this? Well, I can hit 2, ABC 3, and then times 9 plus 4. And I'll come up with my answer, okay? And whoops, you guys didn't see the ABC button, did you? So let's do this again. 2 ABC 3 times 9 equals 6 plus 4, okay? All right, so I want you guys to try this one out. I want you to try out the next problem. I want you to try out y equals 2/3 x plus 8. And does the order pair 15, 11 work? So go ahead and pause the video and try this problem out. Okay, so assuming you guys paused this video and you tried it out, what is the very first thing you had to do and realize? Good, if you said that you need to label it and tell me that 15 is the x and 11 is the y, that is totally correct. What is the next thing you did? You plugged it in. Good, you evaluated it. So you took 15 in for x and 11 in for y. Well, is it a true statement? Again, I can plug it into my calculator and say, there's my fraction, 2/5 times 15, hit the equal sign, plus 8. Is that 11? No, it is not. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Is it a solution? Good. If you guys said it wasn't a solution, you're correct. It's not. It is not a solution because it is a false statement. Remember, anything that makes a false statement is not a solution. Anything that makes a true statement is a solution. Okay, I want you to try this one out. 2x plus 4, y equals 2x plus 4, and then the order pair that I want you to try out is 0, 4. So pause the video and work this problem out. Okay, assuming you pause the video and work this problem out, you should have came up with the fact that it is a true statement. Why would it be a true statement? Why would it be a true statement? Because 0 is x, 4 is y, correct? So what do we have to do with these? We had to plug them in. We had to plug in 0 for x. We had to evaluate this equation. We had to plug in 4 for y. And then we had to solve. Well, 2 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. 4 equals 4. That is a true statement. So this is a solution. Good. And that concludes part 2 of your guys' review.